Following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys! This is Mick Shots.
Streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now, here are Bill Jones, Heckma Harrison, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
Well. Anything happened since we last convened? It's a Friday, and Heckma with some motions to the camera there as we get started. Come on in to Mick Shots. We got a lot to talk about. Bill Jones, Everson Walls, Heckma Harrison, and the star of the show in a tie today, Mickey Spagnola. And I should call Everson Scoop Walls because he's the one that gave me, he broke the news to me and all of us in a text message. And the first thing I did, he sent a screenshot of an Adam Schefter tweet. And the first thing I did, I'm checking the spelling on this to make sure that Everson wasn't duped again. And you weren't. So here we are.
I can earn that name, Scoop. Yes, I can earn it now.
That's right. So,
oops.
Here we are in the Cowboys. There are going to be football players on a football field in a matter of minutes. You got a 12:15 practice, and there will not be number 11 out there.
Well, number 11 wasn't out there anyway.
We already know where Mickey's going with this.
What happened with the Mick rant we used to have, man? Chris, we shelved that thing. Oh, man.
Okay.
You know how I found out? I was at my desk. For some reason, I stood up, and I saw somebody running down the hallway, and I said, oh, something happened.
And it wasn't Micah running down.
No, he's got a bad back.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so where would you like to start here as we break down what happened yesterday? And apparently it's been in the works all week. There was a reason that Micah was at the airport the other day.
There was.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I think I mentioned it. I don't know if we were on the air, but I asked you guys, did you see the X post of him in a Green Bay uniform? That was like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And you said, no, I didn't see it. And I said, yeah, it was on X. So
somebody was really creative or psychic?
They knew something. They had the same picture that you see that's being touted around right now. That's what he was in. It was that picture. So somebody knew. As a matter of fact, it came from his post. He posted it. I told you that. He posted it. That was 2 days ago. I don't know.
You say
that's a sign? You think it's a sign?
It was bait already in the water 2 days ago. We were ignoring the signs.
I thought he was just teasing, like the back thing. I thought it was just a thing.
Let's hope he signed off on it, right? Or the agent just didn't do the deal and said, oh, by the way, you're going to Green Bay, right? And you got your money.
Right.
We think.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the contract.
No, like
I want to see the fine.
The tea leaves were there.
Well, my first reaction when I got the news was, first the Fat Boys break up. Now this, you know, I was in utter disgust.
Only me and you could deal with that one.
I mean, it's whatever. I mean,
they weren't Fat Boys.
But they understand. What should I say? The Oak Ridge Boys. You know, maybe that would work. I don't know, man. Now everybody's together. But man, I mean, it was shock. I mean, I was shocked. I was literally just.
Were you more shocked by the Luka trade?
I was.
You had to be.
Yeah, I was. But no.
But who would have thought Luka and Micah would be
Parsons.
traded within 6 months of each other?
No, it hit the same. But I think because of, you know, me as a Cowboy fan and media person here, it hit a lot harder for me. I just couldn't believe it. And all the reports and everything that was coming out, I was just like, no way. No way that's going to happen. No way we're going to trade this guy. No way. But when it all came down the pike, and I've now had a few hours to dissect and digest it all,
and realize that all the trails that was left there,
it was
that
done.
We didn't want to follow.
That we didn't
want to follow it.
We ignored the signs, did we not?
Man.
And in any contentious divorce, you always ignore the signs.
You know
why?
why?
Right?
Because we believed in Jerry. We're like, man, Jerry's just messing with this guy. He's gonna get it done, and that's what I always assumed. Don't worry, Jerry's just being Jerry. He's gonna get it done. I was very surprised. Very surprised.
Well, you should have been surprised because they didn't have to do it, right?
He still has some time left.
There's no deadline. If he didn't want to play, as I said the other day, you got conduct detrimental to the team, and you don't get paid. And
Do you lose
keep his
value?
rights.
Do you lose value when you do that? If you
Whose value?
No, Micah lose value if his
He
contract,
loses $1.2 million a week.
No, I'm talking about
That's
for him
value.
as
Talking about his
a player.
reputation as a
Yeah,
player.
Oh, for holding out.
Yeah.
That kind of.
I would think you would
those
lose.
kind of antics.
Would he lose value in the locker room
No, not in the locker room.
if he held out and didn't want to play?
I don't think he would.
Okay.
Back in the day, I want guys to get as much as they got. I was a union rep. You're talking to a former union rep,
Okay,
so I'm one of those
did
guys.
you have anybody that forfeited money for the cause?
I did.
You missed games?
I didn't miss games, but I missed a lot of practice.
Okay, but I mean
A lot of
money.
practice. Yeah. Well, yeah, you get fined.
Did you get?
I did.
Did
yeah,
you
I
have to
got
pay
fined.
it?
I sure did have to
All
pay
right.
it. Yes, you damn right.
Good
I
for
did.
you.
Yeah.
Or good for them.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
To me, when it comes to negotiations, you can talk about bad back or whatever, no bad back. It doesn't matter. You're going to do whatever you got to do to keep your leverage.
Right.
As a player, you have to do that just like the owner's doing the same thing.
Gotcha.
So as far as I'm concerned, let them do whatever antics they have to do to put themselves in a position of strength. That's what he was trying to do at that time. I don't care if the back thing was legitimate or not. It has nothing to do with the negotiations themselves. It's just antics.
Right. I know.
Just like with owners as well.
And it didn't affect anything. It
If a-
wasn't
if
like,
a-
oh, I better go do this because
Right,
he's not happy.
right.
It was all BS. Now, what ended up not being BS was sometimes you better be careful what you ask for because you asked for a trade.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Let me tell you what you did not realize. Green Bay is hungry. Green Bay is making moves.
We got to see the contract. First.
Okay, regardless of what the
I want
contract
to see
is,
the fine print,
regardless of
'cause that's
what the
the
fine
agent's
print
number,
is,
right?
We're talking about a team that have put all their chips in.
They did.
2 first-round picks.
They did.
Right.
They put what they have right now is a GM that's making those same moves that they made back in the day. And many teams have done it. They made a key move that they think is going to elevate them to the top spot.
And it did.
And it did.
And it did. And it elevated them. And from all of the, all the shows, they're all talking about Green Bay being automatic for contention to be in the Super Bowl.
And what happens if they're not?
Well, that's not what you bank on when you sign like that.
I mean, that's a big
never,
what if.
You never bank on if I don't. You always bank on it's going to happen.
Right.
You
It
can't-
always happens.
Otherwise, this is your GM. You can't think like that. You can't go in as
Who does?
People play poker
Right.
that way, right?
Yeah.
I'm all in,
Right.
and I lost everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And it happens.
It's
but-
great when it works, right?
But substantial. But did you guys think that in the deal when you had it, it came through with the numbers and you don't know the numbers yet, but with the first round draft picks and the Clark, the player that we got, did you feel like the Cowboys should have gotten more? For me, that's what I felt. I'm like 2 firsts and this guy, I'm like,
I wrote down
should be
yesterday-
more than that.
I wrote down yesterday, and I can't remember if it was in here or something else I was doing. If trade came up, and I wrote down 2 firsts and 2 starters. So I'm a starter short.
Right.
For what I would have,
And
think you
would that have made you feel better?
No.
2 starters?
I think
No.
I think you do have to factor in the financial ramifications of
Yes.
it. As far as the salary cap right now, what that does, they've got $42 million under the cap right now, and so it remains to be seen. And Jerry alluded to it in his press conference last night. They could now they've got some draft capital to work with, and I'm not saying you have to necessarily give away one of those 4 first-round draft picks the next 2 years, but now you got some capital there where you can trade a 4th for an edge rusher sometime within the next month to 2 months, whatever, depending on what kind of start you get off to this season. You got some money to play with that you wouldn't otherwise have. But the biggest thing also is going forward. And my biggest take on this is they gave it a shot to sign Micah going back to the spring when Jerry had his conversation with him, trying to get it worked out or whatever. But then at some point they came to the decision that it's better, in their opinion, it's better for them now and in the future not to have 3 players accounting for what is basically half your salary cap in Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons. I mean, in fact, my little project this morning was I went through the entire league.
It's Grand Lux menu.
Yeah, right. There it is.
It is. I went through the entire league just trying to determine, okay, what teams are paying their top 3 players as much as the Cowboys would be paying if they agreed to a contract with Micah Parsons. Right now, and I'm just taking the average per year on each contract, okay? And the average per year, let's say you sign Micah to a $42 million per year contract, not the $47 million per year that Green Bay is reportedly giving him, then that's the Dak contract at $60 million per year, the CD contract at $35 million per year, and a Micah contract at $42 million per year. That gets you up in the vicinity of $136 million per year for 3 players. And the salary cap is $280. That's nearly a half of your salary cap for 3 players. What does it do to Green Bay? Green Bay has Parsons, let's say he's at $47 million. They've got Jordan Love at $55 million per year. And their next guy's Rashawn Gary, another edge rusher at $24 million per year. They are up to $126 million. So they are like tops in the league, alongside Cincinnati at $124 million per year. And
Cincinnati just signed their guy as well.
And Cincinnati has Burrow and the 2 wide receivers. And Hendrickson is another one at $29 million.
I have thrown that whole capology stuff out the window when the way that the Rams handled it. Everybody was like, the Rams will never be the team that they were after they won the Super Bowl after gambling so much. And here they are.
That's a great point. That's basically the decision that the Cowboys have made now, is to go the route of what the Rams did and getting their team back to a contending level after winning a Super Bowl and after spending so much money on a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a defensive tackle.
Which is what we tried to do 2 and 3 years ago.
But they built through the draft, and they drafted very well. And so it's going to be very interesting now. I think it's a general manager's dream scenario in terms of building a team with all the capital that they have and salary cap space. So Will McClay's got to be rubbing his hands together.
So did you come across any team that had, if they had signed Micah, 3 guys paid at the top of their position on the same team?
Yeah, we said
and CD's close. He ain't. He's within reach.
It's still viable.
But but I guarantee you, there's no team with 2 guys paid the top salary at their position. And now,
they're roughly. I mean, you got a lot of teams that have a quarterback and a wide receiver that are roughly in the top,
but maybe not the top at that position.
That doesn't bode well for me at all when it comes to this upcoming season.
Well, no.
Or the season the season after that.
But this has to be, I mean, I don't know. If you wanted to do this, you needed to do it before the draft to reap the benefits immediately.
You would have more teams in play as far if you were talking to them before the league year started, because they haven't spent their money and everything.
That is a criticism. That's a viable criticism.
And that has been a criticism for a very long time of waiting too long to get deals done. And I agree with you in that when you would have been able to get more of a draft haul had you done it earlier. But either way, I felt like the Cowboys front office was trying to get the deal done. And when it came to the point that no deal could be made, there was lines drawn in the sand. And at that point, it was no way that it was going to get done with the Cowboys.
But you had to have a perfect storm. And the GM for the Packers, he's a guy that wanted this deal done. And they felt like, and as it's happening, they felt like this is going to put them in the market to be a Super Bowl team. If nothing else, they'd be the best team that has a chance to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
How'd that work out for Minnesota?
I don't know how it worked out for Minnesota. You're talking about 7 years ago. How many times has it worked
37.
out for a team?
37.
How many times has it worked out for a team?
Herschel Walker trade.
Okay.
They thought this trade was going to put them over the top.
Yeah, but they didn't get 9 players. They didn't get 9 players.
Well, they got the one they wanted.
They didn't get 9.
What do you mean 9?
They had almost 9
No,
players.
I'm saying Green Bay only got 1 player.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Right? Yeah.
But you can't.
You got to tell Mickey you're agreeing with him first. You got to say, Mickey, I'm agreeing with you.
No, you said they didn't get 9 players.
I'm talking about in regards to the Herschel Walker trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, you compared the Herschel Walker trade.
No, I said Minnesota, you just said they got the one guy that's going to put them over the top. Green Bay.
Yeah.
Minnesota thought Herschel Walker was going to put them over the
Hell
top.
no.
Yes, they did.
And we knew that was not true.
Well, you knew it.
But they didn't.
They
know that.
didn't
Mike
know it.
Lynn, what
And
was
they
his
were
name?
the
Mike
only
Lynn
ones
thought
that thought
this was it.
Everybody knows that Mike Lynn made the dumbest deal in the NFL.
Well, that's what I'm
so
saying.
let's not
Because
give
it
Mike
didn't-
Lynn credit.
Because it didn't work.
Yeah, because Mike Lynn was an idiot, obviously. Come on, man.
Well, okay, so now if Green Bay ends up 9-8, is their GM
Green
an
Bay
idiot?
ain't gonna end up 9-8 because the Vikings did not have that kind of team at that time. I'm talking about
yes,
the
they
Minnesota.
did.
They were okay.
Well-
they were okay. They were okay.
Okay, but if it doesn't work,
You can't work on if.
Well, I saw one that didn't work.
If Clark comes in and he takes up two people, then that means that we're going to stop the run and we're going to be number two.
I wasn't
in
factoring
the NFL.
I wasn't factoring the Cowboys into.
I understand that. I'm talking
Okay.
about scenarios.
I know.
I'm talking.
And I
all
gave you one
scenarios.
that didn't work.
And I gave you many that can.
Okay, it
Okay?
can.
Yeah.
I'm showing you what didn't.
Okay, so what happened when they got Reggie White? What happened when they got Charles Woodson?
Charles Woodson.
Come on, man.
I didn't say that.
I'm telling you that it can work.
It can. Did one guy or was
I'm
Green
telling
Bay?
you that it did work.
Did they have?
twice?
Did they have Brett Favre?
I don't know who they have, but it did work twice. And if you want to start talking about the scenario and all the scenarios around the scenario, yeah, we can go down that path. But when it's all said and done, Charles Haley made a difference when he came here. Reggie White made a difference when he went there. Charles Woodson made a difference when he went there. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. They knew what they were doing, and it worked.
Okay,
That's all it is.
It worked.
It worked.
I gave you one that didn't, though.
Yeah, one.
Well, it was off
Gave
the
me
top
one.
of my head.
You gave me one.
Well,
Come on, man. Give me a break.
I'm
here.
just saying it didn't work.
And listen to me. Me and you, Cowboy fans, let's just be real. We got like, I don't know about you, but we got like 3 major Cowboy fans.
No, I grew up a Packer fan.
And I'm talking about right now, you better be a Cowboy fan. You better be a Cowboy fan. Jerry's going to fire you.
No,
No.
We won't
you
get
and
into
Jerry
that.
Are boys. You and Jerry are boys.
yeah, right.
So to me, this is what I'm looking at. That move that Green Bay made, that's what GMs are paid for. If it works out, yes, it's going to be amazing. Most likely, it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah.
Most likely, it's not going to hurt them. And if nothing else, it's going to elevate them. I'm looking at Micah Parsons' highlights, all the highlights he made. Oh, he can't play against the run. Yeah, he can't play against the run. But if he gives up a 35-yard running play, he's going to come back doing that drive and make a sack that's going to make a difference. That's going to be a third down.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at. It's what you lost. And you're going to have to, we're going to talk about the other part of this. You're going to have to deal with that loss. Cowboys are going to be able to deal with that. But right now, it ain't good. Right now, it ain't good.
Right.
Yeah. It definitely benefits the Green Bay Packers.
And
Well,
that's
of
all
course
I'm
it
saying.
does.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying if it doesn't work and you're sitting there April 28th of 2026 and you're sitting there, oh, where's my first round draft choice? Oh, I gave it away.
Yeah,
And then the next year you're sitting there going, oh, where's my first round draft choice?
But you wouldn't hedge your bets on that because I'm sure
Let
Green
him go
Bay.
ahead. Let him
No,
go ahead.
because I'm sure Green Bay ain't thinking that first round draft pick is going to be top 15. They're thinking that's going to be 30, 31, 32 for where they're going.
well, then it worked.
Yes.
But what if it doesn't work
No,
and you're 9-8?
So if we're going to go down the
you're
if
sitting there-
rabbit hole,
Yeah,
then
that's a lot
Well,
of
no,
ifs
I'm
we can
just
do.
saying.
no, I get it. I
I'm
get
not
it.
saying that's going to happen.
Right now, that's not going to make us
There's
feel
no
any better.
certainty
that's
that
not
it
gonna
will.
make the Cowboys feel any better doing
I'm
this
not.
season.
I'm not worried
And
about
that's
how
what
the Cowboys feel.
I am. I'm worried about how they
okay.
feel and how they play. That's what we're talking about. I want to see them do well with whatever they bring here.
What did he just point out to you guys?
A bunch of mess.
Hey, Excel spreadsheet's your friend. I'm telling you, man, if you just
I was able
tap
to knock
into
this.
it.
I was able to knock this out in an hour this morning.
Ask your right hand is sore right now. It's an easy way to do that, Bill.
The salary cap is real.
That's no doubt.
You better tell a lot of other teams that the salary cap is real because they function as though it is not real.
Philadelphia.
Who does?
I mean, I was just pointing out. I was just pointing out the Rams that operated like it was.
But what happened to them the next year and the year after?
But they won. The ultimate goal was realized,
and they won.
Man.
But I'm saying, what if you don't? There's no guarantee.
I'll take that win. I'll take that chance. I'll take that Super Bowl.
Have you heard the term "if was a fifth"?
I
You never heard that before, have you, Mick? Never mind, man.
No,
I'm gonna leave it alone.
You ain't been on the corner like that, man.
It's just okay.
And that's what we got to deal with, man. That's the gamble that you take.
Yes.
Now, what do we do? Now, as Cowboys, what are we gonna do with Clark? What are we gonna do with the money we got? What are we gonna do with the cap space that we have now? Is it gonna help us this year?
Well, you got to be strategic. You got to really pinpoint those draft picks. You got 4 first-round draft picks over the next couple of years. And when you talk about a Herschel Walker trade, you could get that kind of result.
Are you talking about ifs?
Yes, Mickey. Yes, that's what we're talking about.
Well, what was my
yes.
You just
you drug us all into it.
But you discredited my if.
No,
you did.
You know what? I'm so sorry. Let me apologize.
When I gave you the if, and you go, well, they're not worrying about ifs.
So
now you're telling me the Cowboys shouldn't worry about ifs.
We're back in the land. We're back in the land of if. All right. In the land of if these draft picks do pay off, you will be able to come back and pinpoint that that trade made this possible.
But if they don't, which was what you guys were pointing out, right? If they don't, then oh my God.
I think the argument happened when you said that if it doesn't work out for Green Bay, and you're talking about a team that's top 5 in offense.
I just said
if. Top 10.
I didn't say it wasn't.
And we played along with it also.
All right.
There's another if thrown out there.
We've gone down this road before where a Cowboys team has traded a couple of first-round draft picks away, and it didn't work.
Thank you. How'd that work?
The Joey Galloway trade. You're sitting there in 2000 and 2001 without a first-round draft pick.
Or what else did they throw around a first-round pick for a wide receiver?
Roy Williams.
Roy Williams, yeah.
Amari Cooper's another one.
You want us to keep going?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're not proving jack to me.
Well,
don't think you are.
Because you're not listening.
No, I'm listening to everything
No,
you said.
you're not.
You can be pessimistic whenever you want to be. All I'm saying is this. We need to work with what we have now. My thing is now, what do we do? That's all I'm saying. What do we do now?
Well, obviously.
And we're going to talk about that when Mick Shots continues in just a moment.
Year.
What now for the Cowboys?
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
AT&T has a new guarantee because most things in life are not guaranteed, like getting through self-checkout by yourself.
Warning, each item must be placed in the bagging area.
Not guaranteed.
Place item in the bagging area. Place item in the bagging area.
You know what AT&T guarantees? Connectivity you depend on, deals you want, and service you deserve. Or we make it right. Terms and conditions apply. Visit att.com/guarantee for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Back to Mick Shots.
Are you a Cowboys superfan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duos, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You could be sent to Super Bowl 60 to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year today. I didn't want to mess that up. Spags is going to give me some crap like he did yesterday.
I didn't never give anybody crap reading the read because I know how I read them.
All right, back to my little chart from this morning.
Yes, please.
How about what Kansas City has been able to do because their quarterback had signed a 10-year, $450 million contract back when, $45 million per year, so he's not getting paid up there with the other probably 10 other quarterbacks in the league that are greater than $50 million. So they're able to put a team around them.
But at the time, was that considered?
It gave them because they knew what they had in Patrick Mahomes. They were able to extend him out to where the money and the salary cap ramifications of a $450 million deal they're able to spread out over the course of a decade. And so that's the luxury of having a guy that you can figure out early on that this is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and it's played out for him. Yes. But to that point, their top 3 salaries on their roster, which include a couple of offensive linemen now, and Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, and Trey Smith, their guard. Chris Jones is at $31.7 million. Their top 3 salaries are $101 million. Whereas the Cowboys right now, with the trade of Parsons, their top 3 salaries are at $115. Green Bay, as I mentioned, is at $126 with theirs. Cincinnati's another at $124, which brings me to Cincinnati. So, all right, where they have allocated their money there, okay, specifically 3 offensive players that are tops in the league, in Burrow and Chase and Higgins. What are the expectations for the Bengals this season in their division?
I don't know.
Most people have them picked 3rd in the division behind the Ravens and the Steelers.
Behind the Steelers?
A lot of people are picking the Steelers, and Steelers had a 10-win season last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick the.
But they're not
Steelers.
picking. They're not picking the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl, right?
And they love Joe Cool.
Yeah. From a Cowboys perspective, if Micah Parsons is on this team this year, what are the expectations for the Cowboys in the NFC East? The national expectations. Third. That's right. Yep.
So now they're 4th?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I don't know
where
I heard
that would be the disaster that we did not want.
Somebody pointed out that the Cowboys can't win without Micah Parsons.
Those same people didn't think they could win with Michael Parsons.
And I was saying
3rd in the division.
What did they do with Micah Parsons?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now I know they went 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, but then what did they win?
Nothing.
No. So don't tell me you can't win without him.
No doubt.
And the other thing that you're doing
can't win without Dak Prescott.
Right.
The other thing you're doing when you pay someone, a 3rd player, that extent, okay, it's not just for this year, but it's the next year and the next year and the next year. You're tied where you can't put a team around the players. And so I'm just saying that's the thinking. When they make the decision to trade Micah Parsons, that's the thinking back in the executive offices and the coaches' offices that now.
I know what I'm thinking if I'm Trayvon or Bland. I sure wish I had some pressure right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. I know when I got I'm talking if I'm Diggs, I know when I got my 11 interceptions and when I'm Bland, a whole lot of it had to do with the fact that man was on that defensive line making everybody nervous. He changed the entire concept of how the offense protects their quarterback, and that led to me, just like it led to Everson Walls, getting interceptions because of Randy and the way Too Tall played, Harvey played, the way LT played. Those guys, the fact that they were on the field, it affected the way how successful I was.
Yeah, that's front and back.
As a defensive back, I know what they're thinking.
What's George Pickens thinking right now?
I gotta go negotiate with the same agent. Yeah. That same agent.
If you're thinking
but from this perspective,
there's money available.
Money. If I'm Tyler Smith,
now he's a rental for a year. Before that trade, he's a rental for a year. Now there's money in the bank.
Yeah, he's got to show and prove. And,
right.
if I'm the same for Tyler Smith and Deron Bland, I'm thinking the same thing. If you had signed him to that $47 million contract, what would you have been able to build around him, I think is what you're pointing out in your book there. Not much. You would have been limited in a whole lot of perspective. But I think for Green Bay, with them bringing in Micah, it goes to what you're talking about. You're able to. The weakness on your defense may be your secondary. But now with Micah Parsons and Gary from the edges hunting, boy, that's going to make life a lot easier for those guys in the secondary.
Those are facts.
I tell you the Ike Holt story about coverage.
What's that?
So it had to be. So he came over in the Minnesota trade, right? So it had to be 90, maybe somewhere in there, when Buddy Ryan had the Eagles going crazy with pass rush and everything. And so somehow we in the locker room, we're talking to Ike about pass rush and stuff like that. He goes, "All right, let me show you." And he gets down in his stance like he's at the line of scrimmage, and he goes, and he's counting it out loud. Taking steps backward. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, man, I'm good. Because he was saying the pass rush took care of it. I don't have to cover it. And he's like, and that ain't happening here.
Well, when Ike played here, if you notice, sometimes he'd be 10 yards back in man-to-man. But when the ball snaps, he doesn't move.
Yeah.
He just lets the receiver close the gap, and then he starts it from there. So I don't know if that's because lack of rush or what, but his technique, I think it depended on the kind of D-line that he had in front of him.
The other thing with Green Bay is they can make this work because Parsons is just the second of their mega contracts on their roster. They got Jordan Love at $55 million a year, and now they got Parsons at $47. Let's just say, what if CeeDee Lamb played for the Packers? Okay, what if CeeDee Lamb played for the Packers and he's due for a contract right now at $35 to $40 million, or a wide receiver like that?
Right.
They got a ton of wide receivers on their team that are coming
Young
soon,
guys.
but they don't have CeeDee Lamb, that ilk right now. They couldn't afford and put a team together with a wide receiver like a Jamar Chase or a CeeDee Lamb on their team.
Yeah.
And so a year from now, they would be making that decision that we can't enter these sweepstakes because we got to put a team together. And that's kind of where I think that's where the Cowboys are right now. They finally made that decision that we can't have three players making that kind of money.
I think the initial interviews from Jerry was, look, he basically was saying, like, I'm negotiating with Micah, letting him know that I'm trying to build around you. If I go out here on a limb and I make you the highest paid by $5-6 million, then I'm not going to be able to get anything else around you. And so
his agent would probably say, well, you already took care of that.
Oh, yeah. His agent didn't care anything about that whatsoever.
But I'm just saying that's going to be his argument is, well, you go talk to Dak about that.
But Everson, do you think, like, with Micah going to, let's say, the black and blue division, people talking about his weaknesses as if Micah Parsons, it being against the run. Now, he didn't do himself any favors because that division is going to run the football. The NFC, he's still here. If he had gone to, like, the AFC West, then I'd be like, oh, man, Gold Jacket is coming, because all they do is throw the ball, and that bodes well for him. How do you think that changes things for him as far as his strengths and his weaknesses as an edge rusher?
He does what he does. He needs to know how to set the edge. And I always try to compare it to this. Like Lawrence Taylor. Nobody gave a damn about LT making tackles. Nobody cared about LT playing the run well. First of all, he had Carl Banks with him, Pepper Johnson, Leonard Marshall with him. So he had those guys there to help him. Now, I don't know what Green Bay has, but I would assume that they would have some formidable people on that defensive line that are going to have to help him play the run. You don't play the run by yourself as an outside linebacker. You've got other guys doing their job first. Right. When it came to Micah, he really didn't have much help inside that's going to help him take off the double teams or whatever he might see. And at the same time, he's still young. You got to teach a guy how to play the run like that.
Or he's got to want to.
He's got to want. He's going to want to now. He better want to now with all the money he's making. He's going to have to step up.
Did the Broncos care how Von Miller played the run? Did the Rams care how Von Miller played the run?
Nobody cared.
Yep.
But when it was time, you knew Von Miller was going to get to the quarterback, and his specialty was
same with Micah.
Hunting him down.
Same with Micah.
Ask Cam
That's
Newton.
what he's going to do. If I give up something on the outside, my bad, guys. I'm going to meet you at the quarterback next couple of plays. Usually that's what happens.
All right, how about Kenny Clark?
He's happy to be here.
I heard.
He had a smile on his face, a picture I saw this morning.
Well,
on a private jet. Someone's private jet he was on.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go through the airport.
had the family with him.
Poor Micah had to go through the airport, and Kenny Clark came on a private jet.
Micah had to go through security.
You think he was flying to Green Bay?
I don't know. Why is he, like you said, he could have taken the private jet.
He could have got whisked through the airport.
Yeah, you said that.
You think
yesterday.
a contract? You think
he was still on his rookie contract? I'm sorry.
Man.
Do you?
Green Bay.
Because the report was he was going to get a second MRI.
Right.
You think the Packers doctors wanted to take a look at him?
I think so.
But they didn't trust our MRI machine over here. Blue Star Imaging right around the corner.
You could send it. You could send it to them. They
What's
send
going on here,
And
man?
it could still take a Lear to do that. He could still take a Lear to go get his stuff checked out.
No, he wouldn't.
So
he was holding out. He wasn't going to get his $21 million this year.
We got video of Kenny Clark coming, and Jerry met him. When he walked off the plane, Jerry met him, and he was in the bus, and he did an interview with the guys in TV, and he was a happy camper.
Have you been to Green Bay?
I have. I have.
That's also another thing for Micah.
Did you tell
those
that?
8 games outside.
Did you tell that to
Remember
Micah?
that?
Yeah, about the weather he's going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Think about that. Better be glad Minnesota has an indoor.
Did he hear about
Detroit?
the Ice Bowl?
So he had his wife with him, kids on the bus, and he couldn't be happier. So it wasn't like, oh, they disrespected me, they didn't want me, they got rid of me. He looked at this as a real positive. So at least you got a guy that I bet he's on the practice field.
Here's what I keep hearing about him. They said he had a down year last year. Talk to me about that. What?
He's nursing a toe injury.
And he had fewer snaps last year. He played 17 games, started 17 games. His snap count was about 200 snaps fewer than because he was an 800 snap guy before that, and last year he was a little over 600. Put that in perspective, Oso Digizua is around 800 snaps, whatever. Nice. And I thought I didn't realize about the toe injury. I haven't looked that deeply into it. I just assumed at his age, he's now 29. He came into the league at a very young age. And so he's same draft as Dak, so he's going into his 10th year in the league, but he doesn't turn 30 until next month. And so I thought maybe it was just
I didn't know about his toe, but I heard somebody point out, and I qualify it because I don't know they know what they're talking about, right? That he was used to playing the one technique, and they used him as a 3 technique last year, and he didn't play as well.
Is that like Osa?
Now,
I got a question.
Yeah,
I got a question. So now that we got him, who's the odd man out now?
It's interesting.
What do you mean, odd man out?
Well, you bring in a player, you have the 53, so somebody's obviously getting waived.
Micah,
that's the roster. Takes Micah's spot.
He's taking Micah's spot.
I assume you're talking in that defensive tackle rotation.
Yes.
What happens?
Well, he better damn well be a starter.
He will be a starter.
And Osa's the other guy.
Yeah.
But as far as the rotation goes, it's going to be interesting.
A Mozzie thing?
I'm not trying to let you tea leaves.
So basically, what you have,
Mozzie wasn't starting anyway.
But
he's going for a starter. That was his goal, right?
But they were using Osa and Solomon Thomas. Everybody keeps forgetting Solomon Thomas. I think he's still a pretty good player.
Yeah.
So you got that. You kept Winfrey. They went out to great lengths to keep him.
So basically, you got 5 guys that are.
How do I say
defensive tackles?
Taioa.
Oh, you got 6, yeah. Toya.
I was just walking downstairs with him the other day, and I go, my God, he's big.
Pretty much all.
Everybody's big next to you.
But he took up the whole stairwell.
All right, we got one more break we need to get in, and we come back to wrap up the Parsons trade, and we're never going to talk about it again.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. Want to stay at a team hotel? Attend the best tailgate party in Texas? Tour the Star and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
The National Medal of Honor Museum is now open in Arlington, Texas, just a few blocks from AT&T Stadium. Immersive exhibits and exciting technology allow you to fly a rescue helicopter mission in Vietnam and have conversations with virtual Medal of Honor recipients. Come be inspired by these incredible stories of ordinary Americans who did the extraordinary. Get your tickets at mohmuseum.org.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here. As the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys, you know I take cookware seriously, especially when it comes to America's team. So when the Cowboys are away, I'm putting my Yeti cast iron skillets to work to make my game day favorites for friends and family. I'm talking chicken fried steak, skillet queso, and peach cobbler. And just like the Cowboys are forever, so are these heirloom cast iron skillets. Check out the full line of skillets on Yeti.com or at a Yeti store near you.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, head to Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium for a free watch party presented by 7-Eleven. Watch the Dallas Cowboys kick off the 2025 NFL season against the Eagles in Philadelphia on Thursday, September 4th. Doors open at 6 p.m. and kickoff is at 7:20. Enjoy a performance by the DCC, Slurpee samples, $5 Miller Lights, and more. Claim your free ticket at dallascowboys.com/watch party.
All right, last few minutes here of Mick Shots, the day after the Micah trade. By the way, Kenny Clark did have 7.5 sacks 2 years ago. Made the Pro Bowl, his third Pro Bowl appearance of his career.
So he's a Pro Bowler.
Yep, he's a three-time Pro Bowler.
That's what I'm talking. That's what now. We got to get this guy in there.
Well, and you think also about those Cowboys Super Bowl teams of the 90s. What was one of the strengths of their team? Defensive line.
Yeah.
Yep. And going back to the
Russell
70s.
Maryland, Big Cat.
Defensive tackle.
They didn't. There were games where they gave up stuff, but so you wouldn't say that they were smothering like, say, the Saints or maybe even the Giants.
But it was a rotation of guys.
They kept fresh guys in, and when it came time to make plays, they made plays.
See us?
Yeah, guys that no namers, no names.
Jimmy Jones.
And what was before yesterday? What was the biggest two biggest weaknesses on this Cowboys team?
Defensive tackle.
That's right there. That's one of them for sure.
Defensive back.
And
cornerback.
Right?
Oh, we get a tackle.
Well, you better get a cornerback.
So
go watch practice today. See he's out there.
We say corner. So at safety, how do we feel at safety? No, I said DB. Y'all said cornerback in specific. What are we looking at as safety? Are they that good? Are we that happy with safety?
It's almost as if since they're under contract and there wasn't a need there where you had not only the first teamers but the second teamers were under contract.
Yeah.
Early on, they got them signed, sealed, and delivered. Okay, there's not a weakness then, okay?
Yeah. And then Dallas Goedert shows up, and you're like, oh.
Wait a second.
It's almost
like
thinking about safety.
Myself, in my own mind, I dismiss it. Okay, that's taken care of.
See what I'm saying?
Okay? And they're healthy.
We're not even mentioning safety. I said DB. Y'all said no, cornerback. So our safeties must be really good.
I don't want to disparage the safety position.
Why not? Let's come on to the safety.
That's just throwing more stuff, man. That's just throwing more stuff. So give me the safeties. Give me
Malik Hooker.
I know it's off the.
Malik Hooker and Donovan Wilson will be the starters.
Yep.
And then the backups are Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell. Right. So that's pretty strong.
So they're not linebackers anymore.
They're safeties. Yeah, we ain't got no 6'8" guys masquerading in the slot.
By the way, there was
don't get me started. don't get me started.
By the way, there was another roster move yesterday that flew way under the radar.
Sure it would. What happened?
Isaiah
the Cowboys picked up off waivers from Philadelphia an offensive guard named Trevor Keegan, and the roster move that the Cowboys made in order to create a spot for him. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. Wide receiver Ryan Flanoy was waived.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't either. I heard about that this morning.
So
now I didn't check because this all happened. Did Zion Childress clear waiver?
You know what? I was checking yesterday afternoon. And
nobody cares anymore about that.
Yeah.
They cut Childress.
Yeah.
But I mean, is this some type
with the idea of putting him on the practice squad?
For some reason,
all of that went to the wayside, man. With everything else that was happening, no
up
one
until
else was checking.
About 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I kept hitting refresh on Zion Childress to see if he had been picked up by anybody.
Yeah. And then they also signed a guy to the practice squad, Isaiah Lamb.
Land, yeah, we had that yesterday. Zion Childress is on the Cowboys practice squad.
Land or Lamb?
They released Keemon Hall, according to Tommy Yarish. This just 5 minutes ago, he tweeted this. So Childress is out there wearing his number 48.
So they couldn't keep them both.
So Childress.
Man, these guys missed the show. Where were they 10 minutes ago?
What's all that noise? So what are we talking about here in regards to Flano? He's
subject to waivers, and we'll know this afternoon whether he got picked up by anybody. And I'm sure that there's a spot on the practice squad.
But
for
Childress, we're talking about keeping him, right?
Well, he's on the practice squad.
He's
been signed to the practice squad.
So if somebody signs,
that doesn't change from yesterday. Because we talked about that yesterday.
But he hadn't cleared waivers.
Hadn't cleared yet.
Yeah, so he was subject to waivers.
Now he's cleared.
As of yesterday, we only had 2 spots left, though, on the practice squad. So one of those went to Childress, and we're assuming.
Well, they cut Keemon Hall.
That's right.
They only had 1 left.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, it's getting tight.
One open spot.
4th.
That's why
September 4th.
Why I tell these guys,
we got 6 days.
If you think you're on the team, don't go buy a house because things will change.
Well, fellas,
we got one more show. One more show.
What do you mean?
Before the game.
Hey, and they got salary cap space, and they got draft capital.
Tuesday. That's it. One more show before the game. Right?
Yeah. So we got to talk.
So you better know about the Eagles.
That's your homework assignment.
That was supposed to be the homework assignment for today.
That's before we found out. Yeah.
So what trade is going to happen this afternoon? They got draft capital. They got salary cap space.
CD Lamb has been traded.
No.
All right.
We can go now.
I got to go.
All right.
We got to go. All right. And have a great holiday weekend. And we'll see you Tuesday at noon. No telling who will be on the team then.
After we've watched a lot of college football.
Go Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?